Ramduni. I welcome you to this new video. In this video, we are going to learn about pictorial projection. But first of all, we need to learn about the drafting techniques. So without any further delay, let's get started. So here we have our drawing board. The drawing board is slightly bigger than your A3 paper. So usually the dimensions are 600 millimeters by 400 millimeters. We have our T-square, which looks like this. We have our set square, which looks like this. This one, it is 45 degrees on both sides, and this is a 90 degrees angle. And then we have this one. This angle is 60 degrees and this one is 30 degrees. Usually we use the 45 degrees for drawing lines in oblique projection, and we use this one to draw lines in isometric projection. This is our masking tape. The masking tape will be used to set up the paper on this board using our T-square. So how do we proceed? First of all, you need to take the masking tape and then you have to cut it into 4 parts. You can use scissors to cut these, or you can do it by hand. After you have your 4 tapes here, you take your A3 paper, using this part of your finger as a means of measurement, you put it here like this. And then this one, the T-square, you bring it in here. You can also use a permanent marker to mark this corner. And then you take the A3 paper, you have to press the T-square here and try to center the paper. Once you have done so, you're going to use your hand and your fingers to gently press on the paper and the T-square, and then you have to put the masking tape like this. And then you do the same at the other corner. You have to make sure that the tape is well set on the board. Next, what you do is that you take the T-square and put it on the top, and then you put the masking tape at the bottom. Once you have done so, we have our paper, which is very straight to the board. The T-square helps to set the paper in such a manner that we have a 90 degrees here, which means that anytime we are going to use the T-square to draw any horizontal line, we are going to slide it on the board, and it is going to slide like this. So when we do this, we can draw a horizontal line or draw horizontal lines anywhere on this paper. Next, what we have to do is that we are going to attempt to draw a border on this paper. How do we do it? We have to measure 1 centimeter or 10 millimeters across the corners of this paper. You can take a 15 centimeter ruler, or you can also use your set squares. Both will do the job. So to measure 1 centimeter, it is very easy. You measure it like this, and then you do same here, and you can do it on all 4 borders. After having marked the 1 centimeter throughout our paper, we're going to use the T-square to draw the horizontal line. So one of the dots I put is here and the other one is here. So I set my T-square in such a way that it touches both lines, and I make sure that it leans against this edge, and then I'm going to draw the first line. After having drawn the first line, I'm going to draw the second line. After having drawn the first two lines, the horizontal lines, I have to draw the vertical lines. So how do we do so? We have to take our set square, this one, the 60-30 degrees set square, and then we have to place it on the T-square like this. This set square should be positioned on the T-square, and then you move it to the left, and then you draw the vertical line. You should also make sure that when you're drawing the line, you press gently on the set square, the T-square, and the board so that the set square does not slide. You have to repeat the same on the other edge. So slide it till you reach the end of this paper, at least where you have marked it, and then making sure that the edge is to the board and this is on the T-square. Then you draw the second line. So here we have our border. Obviously you can erase the lines that move out of the board so that it looks clean and nice. And after having done this, what you are going to do is that above this layout you're going to measure 1 centimeter and we're going to draw another line. This space is going to be used as a title block. In the title block you write your name, your class, the date, the topic, and the drawing number. So I'm going to use my 15 centimeters ruler, mark 1 centimeter above it, and then I use my T-square because the T-square is going to help me draw a horizontal line, and then I draw the line. So now we have a better idea of how the board is going to look like when you have placed a paper and you have also drawn the border across this paper. After having drawn the border, the next thing what we do is that we have to divide this paper into 6 parts. So in these 6 parts we are going to practice line drawing. How do we do that? So one tip is you have to measure from this corner up to here 13.5 centimeters, which would give you 135 millimeters. So I take my ruler, I measure 13.5 and I measure it again 13.5 millimeters, so centimeters, and again I do the same, I measure 13.5 here as well. Now when you are done marking, you are going to draw the lines. With the horizontal line, again you're going to use the T-square, and then we need to draw vertical lines here, and as you remember we are going to use our friend here, this set square, and then we place the set square in such a way that the T-square leans on the board, and then you press gently on the T-square, set square and the board, and you draw the line. After drawing the first line, you are also going to draw the second line. So here we have the 6 parts on our drawing board. After having drawn these lines and we have these 6 parts, we are going to start with the first one. In the first one, we are going to draw horizontal lines. We are going to practice horizontal lines. So let's start with the first one. You place your T-square like this, and then you move it till it reaches this line. and then you use your set square like this. You see the arrangement, and then we are going to mark 1 centimeter, and you are going to continue marking until you have reached the top. So at 10 millimeters interval, we're going to mark these like this. And when you are done with this one, what we're going to do is that we're also going to mark this part. So again, at 10 millimeter intervals, we're going to mark it. After marking both sides, let us start with the first part, which we are going to draw horizontal lines. So you make sure the T-square is well lean against the board, and then you draw the first line, and then you keep moving the T-square until you completely fill this part with horizontal lines. We have completed the first box. Let us start with the next box. So again, make sure this square is well positioned. We can use the set square like this, and then we are going to draw vertical lines. So here I wanted to give you a tip where you're going to use the tip of your fingers to move the set square, okay, and you're going to also gently press on the T-square so that you can draw the lines smoothly without any of the equipment moving in any way you don't want it to move. So this is what I was talking about. You draw the lines and then you continue doing like this. Here you go. So we have the first box, which we have practiced drawing horizontal lines by moving our T-square like this, and then we draw the lines. And in the second box, what we did was we use our set square like this. We can also use it like this, as long as we can draw perpendicular lines with it. We can also use this one where we can place the set square like this, or we can also place the set square like this, or it all depends on your preference. Now we have 4 more boxes. In the first two, we are going to use the 45-degree set square, which is this one. So we are going to use both ends for this, and then at the bottom we are going to draw 30 degrees. So let's start. So we're going to make sure that the T-square is at the correct position, and then we're going to place our set square like this, and we're going to draw lines at 45 degrees. So this is how it is going to look like. Now, to continue in this part, simply what we have to do is that we can measure 1 centimeter like this, and we can continue the lines. And here we go. So we have filled this part with lines going into that direction, and these lines are at 45 degrees, Now we are going to continue with the other part. And again, to continue this part, we are going to measure 1 centimeter, and then we can continue with our line practice. So this is the fourth box, which is now complete, and we are going to proceed with the 30-degree lines. So when we are going to draw the lines, we are going to use the set square. So in this box, we are going to use the set square like this, and then in this one we are going to draw like this. So in this one we are going to use the set square like this. And as you have noticed, we are out of lines here. So what we are going to do, we are going to measure the 1 centimeter here, and then we are going to continue drawing the 30-degree lines. Last part, we're going to place our set square like this, and then we are going to continue with the drawing lines. It is not necessary that the lines are equidistant. What is important is that the lines are parallel. We have finally completed the line drawing practice, where we have drawn horizontal lines like this, where we have drawn vertical lines like this, where we have drawn lines at 45 degrees like this, and in this direction we move the set square like this, and finally we have drawn 30 degrees like this, and we have rotated the set square and then drawn the lines like this. We have nearly reached the end of this video, but before we leave, we have to write our name. So to write our name, we have to write neatly, and we write the surname, and then the class. So in this case it is grade 9. The date is the topic is line drawing practice, and the drawing number is number 1. If you found this video useful, please consider hitting the like button, and if you like any of my other videos, please do share it with a friend. Until the next video, take care and see you soon.